Hey guys, Dwayne here. This is a video request from Rib Cage Steak. He said, any tips on home ownership or rent? And I thought about it and I thought that should be included in the series Things I Wish My Parents Had Taught Me, because it is something that I had to figure out for myself, and would have saved me a lot of time and trouble and money if somebody had explained this to me. So here are my thoughts on home ownership versus rent. You need to do a plus and minus analysis of owning a home versus renting. And it's going to be different for everybody, because what I consider a pro or a positive might be a negative for somebody else. And like, for instance, I don't like to do yard work. And so if I was renting an apartment, it wouldn't be my concern. Right now I have a very small yard, so I do my own yard work and I bitch about it. That's how I do it. But anyway, let me give you an example of some pros and cons of ownership versus renting that I came up with. And then you should do this for yourself. And then base your decision on what you've written down, because this is this is all there is to it. All right, stand by. Okay, here is my chart for pros and cons of home ownership versus renting. The left two columns are home ownership pros and cons. The right two columns are renting pros and cons. I'll go over them real quickly because it's not going to be the same for everybody. Under home ownership on the left, under pros, we have remodel and improve. If you own your home, you are free to remodel it, paint it, improve it, update the kitchens and bathrooms, whatever you want to do. You can do that because you own the home. If you rent, then you can't do that. Also, under pros, we have equity. As you make payments on your house, you start to own more and more of it. And so when you sell it, you will recoup some of that money. I mean, honestly, most of it goes to the mortgage company or the bank. But you are building equity, where if you rent, you are not. Okay. Third thing under pros of ownership, sell for a profit if the value goes up. Okay. Yeah, that is an advantage that buying a home has over renting. Under cons for home ownership, repair costs. All the repair costs are on you because you own the damn thing. If the furnace goes out, it's up to you to fix it or pay somebody else to fix it. And same with plumbing, electrical, everything. It's all on you. Even if you know how to do it, you got to do it, and you got to pay for the materials. Okay. Also under cons, takes time to sell. If you get an incredible job offer that starts next week on the other side of the country, you're not going to be able to sell your house in 1 week. Okay, it just doesn't happen. So yeah, it takes time to sell. That's one major problem with owning a home. And so you got to decide, do you want to stay there forever? Do you want to stay there for 10 years, 5 years? Yeah, before you before you buy something, make sure you have a plan for how long you're going to keep it. Also under cons, the value could go down. This happens all the time. If you buy a house for $200,000, 6 years from now you decide to sell it, it's only worth $180,000. You're screwed. There is no way to get to get that money, that extra $200,000 or $20,000 or whatever it is, whatever number. And plus you're going to be paying seller's fees. So yeah, you could lose. You could easily lose in the home buying and selling market. Last thing I put under cons, actually there's two things. One of my lines didn't make it in the chart. Anyway, bad neighbors. If you have bad neighbors what are you going to do? You're stuck with them until either you move or they move. And like I said before, it could be hard to it could be hard to sell. It could take time, and you could lose money if you're in a hurry. Okay, to get away from bad neighbors. And also under cons, lawn maintenance. For me, that's a con of owning a home. For some people, they might enjoy working in their yard, so it might be a pro for some of you. Okay, under rent we have pros: no repair costs. Every place I've ever rented, if something went bad, the refrigerator quit working, or the furnace, or the water heater, or whatever, the property management fixed it. Cost me nothing. So that was cool. That is a big plus of renting. Quick and easy moves. Most places you only have to give a 30-day notice. Some places may be more, some may be less. Even if you sign a lease, a 6-month or 12-month lease, there are ways of getting out of it. Or you could even stay until the end of the lease and then move. Okay, you don't have to worry about how long is it going to take to sell this damn place. Okay, it's not your worry. Also, under pros for rent, I put no lawn. Like I've previously stated, I don't like lawn work, so renting an apartment there would be no lawn to worry about. Under cons of renting, there's no equity. All the money you pay into rent is gone. That becomes somebody else's equity. So that is a negative in renting, and that's one thing a lot of people don't like. The last thing under cons for renting is rent increases. When I was a renter, it pissed me off every time they raised my rent. Even if it was $10 or $15, it just pissed me off. The place didn't all of a sudden become better. It was just greed. It was just pure landlord greed, and that really bothered me. One time I moved just because of that. Even though I was happy where I was happy in my apartment. Everything there were no problems, but they raised the rent $15, I think, and they have to give you notice, and so they gave me notice they were raising the rent. I gave them notice I was moving, and just to show them, I went out and bought a house. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that pretty much concludes this talk. Again, you got to make your own list and decide what's best for you. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Rib Cage Steak, for the question, and thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.